Teletubbies, the sun woke up. Theory by Alex Bale. We've watched some of his other ones about SpongeBob. But this one is an in-depth conspiracy theory about the Teletubbies, the childhood show that many of us grew up watching. Can I say the Teletubbies I had a love-hate relationship with when I was a kid? Because there's certain aspects where it's like the baby as the sun is just like clearly a kid's show, but a lot of the show's really fucking creepy. Like uncanny almost. Kind of like they almost, I would say they live in like the back rooms, basically.
How will the world end? It's a question that's haunted humanity for as long as we can remember. Will it be from nuclear war, or AI taking over, or some kind of disease wiping us out?
But what if it's the Teletubby sun consuming the people of Earth? This is Alex Bale, and welcome back to another conspiracy theory.
Now, there have been many different works of...
Now, actually, if the world ends, I feel like it's going to be nuclear. Nuclear or AI, or a mix of the two. I feel like it would be both, honestly. At least in our lives. If it's not in our lives, I could see it just being like an asteroid hits Earth and kills everybody if we don't move to another planet first.
Fiction that explore all of these different possibilities. But what if I told you there is one piece of media out there that shows us a possibility that nobody has considered yet? And that's because it was hidden inside of a children's educational TV show. Teletubbies dares to ask a question that shows us the darkest, most horrifying fate for humanity.
What if the sun turning The sun turning conscious? Alex actually just bought a red Teletubby.
If the sun was a baby?
That's how the world's gonna end? Fan theory by Alex Bale. There's no way he made a 22-minute video about how the sun's a baby and that's how the world's gonna end. That's literally, bro, the sun's a baby. That's not even a conspiracy theory. The sun's just a baby in the show. That's what it is. Oh, see, why does he make it creepy? Jingly keys.
It's possible I went a little too far with this video. Teletubbies is essentially just jingly keys to distract babies. It's not like Blue's Clues or Magic School Bus where there is some semblance of a...
Yeah, they don't speak, right? The Teletubbies are like non-verbal alien creatures that just go like, and they make like weird noises. And they have like TV screens on their stomachs.
Plot or conflict. Teletubbies is just kind of nothing. There is no substance to this show, which is understandable because it was made for literally one-year-old babies.
Okay, that's a bit of a diss because I remember watching the show. So, I remember watching Teletubbies, so I was definitely not one when I was watching this. I was maybe 5 or 6, but, you know, okay, some of us mentally age at different rates, you know? Don't be rude.
I will now.
Wait, is this actually a Teletubby scene? That's all the character does? I don't remember anything about the show. Outside of them being really weird and living in like some fantasy back rooms.
I will now try and describe the plot of this show. Teletubbies are these weird-looking alien baby things.
I feel like it's like Tom and Jerry. Like they just get up to mischief and do weird things.
That live in a bunker in Teletubby land, and they just kind of...
Bunker! What else could a bunker be? Nuclear bomb bunker. Fallout, the Fallout game. Teletubbies, inspiration from that. They live in Guantanamo Bay.
Walk around doing nothing until a creepy speaker slowly comes out of the ground and tells them what to do.
Speaker out of the ground. Actually a spyglass from a nuclear submarine. This is actually a floating planet that goes through the ocean at different rates. That's why the climate changes depending on where they are and why the sun rises so often, because they're going through different time zones, so they're seeing actually multiple sunrises in one day.
Time for Tubby bye-bye. Time for Tubby bye-bye.
And there is also this giant sun baby thing that is constantly watching and laughing at them. And there is also a windmill that sends videos to their stomachs of just some random kids also kind of doing nothing for like 5 minutes.
Yo, low-key, Teletubbies is just interdimensional cable. The show makes no sense. But it's just like, it's brain rot. It's literally just brain rot.
And it is so boring and by far the worst part of this show. And then when they're finally done with it, they literally just watch the exact same video again.
Talk about filler. Holy fuck. Right now, what one sentence essay to fucking one paragraph where they watch the same clip twice?
Because all this show is trying to do is just waste time distracting babies with jingly keys for as long as humanly possible. And I have watched so much Teletubbies for this video, and I hate it. Also, there's a vacuum cleaner named Nunu that looks like he's constantly in pain.
Constantly in pain, bro. He looks like he's on fucking bath salts.
Nunu is my favorite character because I can relate to him. And look, I get it. This is a baby show, I am not the target audience, and hopefully neither are the people watching this video. There is clearly no actual lore or world building here for me to discuss.
Or is there?
Years ago, I even made another parody video of dark, edgy Teletubby theories.
Now why don't we watch a little bit of Teletubbies and see what we find? We see the show using overstimulating vibrant colors to mimic the psychedelic effects of LSD.
You know, that was
He made a theory 10 fucking years ago about Teletubbies.
just me making fun of losers who genuinely try to analyze this baby stuff. Anyways, here's my genuine analysis of Teletubbies. Despite everything I have just said, I do believe that there is a way to make sense of every weird, random detail in this show. And it starts...
Well, the sun, somebody in chat said the sun is just the viewers watching, which makes sense. But, like, everything else, it's just like, is there a plot behind this? Or is this just directors trying to make visually appealing things for infants?
Every weird, random detail in this show. And it starts by asking a very simple question. Where is Teletubby Land?
Over the hills and far away, Teletubbies come
Area 51.
to play.
It looks like Earth with the...
There's an abundance of rabbits. There's an abundance of rabbits. Where are rabbits not supposed to be, but they multiply in insane amounts? Australia.
nature and
New Zealand. Rabbits are in Australia. Or no, not rabbits. Well, rabbits are in Australia. Teletubbies are in Australia.
rabbits, but we never actually see any humans. For all we know, this could be some distant alien planet or magical alternate dimension. But we know Teletubbies do have some kind of connection to humanity.
Because they have the same sun.
The weird speakers are constantly telling them to do human things, and they are constantly being sent videos of human children in the real world.
Hi, I'm Romy. Let's make some bagels.
And I feel
What? That's a plot of the show. What is this, an NBC News fucking flash segment? We're just talking. Hey, this is Johnny's Bagel Shop. The Teletubbies are watching.
like the intro at the start of every episode does imply that Teletubby Land is on Earth somewhere.
Over the hills and far away.
Over the hills and far away. They are telling us where the show takes place in relation to us, the viewer. And to get there, we need to go over the hills that are in our way, as opposed to like going through space or a magical portal. Meaning Teletubby Land is likely on Earth.
But it's past the ice wall. The Teletubbies is proving that the Earth's flat. The Teletubbies is proving that the Earth's flat because it's over the hills. They're saying it's over the barrier that the government sets for us, and this is all government experiment, and they're trying to hide that from the fucking humans. The Teletubbies aren't actors. They're actual aliens being filmed.
This doesn't make sense, because Teletubby Land has a weird sentient baby face sun, but in the human videos, we can see that they just have a regular normal sun with no face. So, if they're both supposed to be on Earth, then why is the sun different? Well, maybe it's not a question of where Teletubby Land is, but when. What if Teletubbies takes place on Earth in the future sometime after the normal sun somehow grew a baby face? And if that—
Chills. Goosebumps. Goosebumps going over my fucking arms right now. This is insane.
That sounds far-fetched, then take a closer look at these human videos. Now, in most kids' educational shows,
To remind them what humanity is because humans are extinct.
these types of segments are like Blue's Clues, where Steve gets sent mail from children who are fans of the show and say, "Hi Steve, I love Blue's Clues."
Look, it's a letter from our friends.
Hi, Steve. Let's go see my classroom.
But in all 485 episodes of both the original and
Do you think the kids that were like previewed on Blue's Clues kind of like have that as a fun fact, a part of their life? I feel like that becomes a part of your personality. Like you mentioned that. You mentioned that early in. You don't hide like if you were a kid on Blue's Clues, yeah, that's an icebreaker. You're at a bar. You know, I was actually on Blue's Clues when I was a kid. I feel like everybody would be like, "Really? Tell me more."
2015 revival of Teletubbies, not once do the children ever acknowledge the fact that these videos are being sent to Teletubbies.
Hello, my name's Daniel. Hello, I'm Stephanie.
They never even say the word Teletubby, which feels like a very weird, deliberate choice. For all intents and purposes, these are just random videos of humanity that could have been made long before Teletubbies ever even existed. And this all gets a lot more interesting when we take a look at the most recent Netflix Teletubbies reboot from 2022.
Over the hills and
There was a reboot. Netflix bought out Teletubbies to keep making the show.
far away, Teletubbies come to play.
This reboot
Hard scene change in the new Netflix special. It just fucking teleports them to like a fucking nuclear war center.
makes a couple very interesting changes to the show. One of them being to the human video segments.
Ew, why do they shake like that?
Human video segments.
Hold up, I'm getting a video segment on my stomach. What the fuck?
Instead of just a couple random kids out in the world, these videos now take place inside of a single reoccurring location with a woman named Julia,
A clone bunker! Because humanity's extinct and Julia's a fucking AI robot.
who sings a song with a group of different children every episode.
You are a rocket, a super fast rocket, then run and touch a star.
And what's immediate?
Yo, fire whoever wrote that dumbass song. Are you fucking kidding me? No flow. What? Go and touch a star. What are you, a third grader? You can't come up with a better bar than that? This is a fucking Netflix show, dude. What type of budget? I feel like ChatGPT could come up with some better shit than that.
Then run and touch a star.
I go run and touch a star.
And what's immediately different about these videos is that for the first time ever in the 27 years of this show airing, there actually is a direct acknowledgement of Teletubbies from a human being. Julia's shirt clearly shows the 4 Teletubby heads, meaning these videos in particular are not from the past. They are being made explicitly for Teletubbies to watch, and the humans in these videos exist at the same time as the show, which obviously begs the question, what does the sun look like for these humans? Well, here's the strange thing about
They never go outside. Dun, dun. Because the radiation turned the humans into Teletubbies and they're not aliens. They're just deformed humans over years and years of nuclear warfare that ended the fucking human civilization, but other people started morphing and evolving into other non-human creatures. And now they're trying to remind themselves what their past was like. And so the real humans actually live underground because they weren't affected by the radiation. And then the sun, I still can't explain the sun. The baby has the conscious sun.
videos. We never get to see the sun. In fact, the kids in these videos never actually go outside, which is very strange when you compare that to the years worth of previous human videos that are almost always outside. There does seem to be windows, but unlike the windows we see in previous videos or even in Teletubby Land, these are weirdly opaque, never actually showing us the outside world. The best we get is this obviously fake depiction of the sky on the ceiling. For some reason, these videos feel completely cut off from the outside world. Where are these people? Hang on a second. What if over the hills doesn't mean Teletubby Land is behind hills? What if Teletubby Land is literally over the hills, as in on top of them, and this room is somewhere deep underground?
Am I a genius? I mean, you know, I'm really putting 2 and 2 together here, Alex. I think me and you are on the same wavelength. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down, you know, and I think I'm really locked in on this theory.
Completely cut off from the outside world. And if that seems too far-fetched, remember where the speakers come from.
Underground! Underground! And it's not like a Bluetooth speaker, it's like they're speaking through a metal pipe.
Time for Tubby bye-bye. Time for Tubby bye-bye.
They come from underground. The speakers with a human adult voice telling the
And what if the Teletubbies are actually just gods? And they have to please them to keep them alive?
Teletubbies what to do.
There's a lot of options still on the board here.
Come from the same place where an adult woman wearing a Teletubby uniform makes videos. In the future world of Teletubbies, humanity lives underground. But why? Well, once again, I think this all has to do with the sun.
With the sun, baby. Stop. Why are they making it creepy?
Imagine a world where everything is normal. You go to work, walk your dog, watch YouTube videos, but then, one day, suddenly, without any warning or explanation, the sun wakes up. You realize that the giant ball of gas in the sky that gave humanity life was actually a cosmic sentient being all along. But it's not some unknowable Lovecraftian Cthulhu entity. It's just a baby. Okay, that's just...
It's like worst case scenario. A literal infant is controlling sun flares. That's a worst case scenario. The sun becomes conscious and it's not like an all-knowing, like, god. It's just an infant.
Disturbing, but so what? Well, our sun is already extremely volatile, constantly exploding and erupting with unstable solar flares that can release dangerous radiation
Oh my god, so they have to move underground and the Teletubbies have to please the sun so the sun doesn't fucking shoot out sun flares and kill humanity?
Towards Earth. Scientists even believe that we could be hit with a solar superstorm one day that could be devastating to human infrastructure. Now, imagine if all of that power was given to an unpredictable, moody baby. A baby that we know is very interested in watching and reacting to the denizens of Earth.
Ba, 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 ba.
In fact, we could even see that when the baby sun gets a little too excited, the brightness of the sun suddenly increases.
In the Teletubby show, sun flare shoots out, just singes one of the fucking Teletubbies. Finally breaks character. The guy pulls off the mask. Just fucking running around.
So, when this baby first wakes up and opens its eyes and looks down at the people of Earth, what would it see? That baby would immediately throw a massive tantrum. So if humanity went underground after this baby showed up, then I think it's because this baby had some kind of catastrophic effect on the Earth, making the surface completely uninhabitable for humans. And if you don't believe me yet, remember those drawings of a smiling sun we kept seeing in the new videos? Well, there actually is just a single episode of the reboot that shows a drawing of a sun without a face. But what's interesting is that it also shows people and a car and maybe even a police officer below the sun. Unlike the drawings with the smiling sun that only ever show grass and flowers and no signs of humanity,
Wow.
just like Teletubby Land. These drawings are telling us that when the smiling baby sun came out, humanity disappeared. Yes, I believe that Teletubbies is set in a post-apocalyptic world where humanity was forced underground because...
But then are the Teletubbies human? And they're just wearing those things to please, like, the sun god?
the baby sun woke up. But then, what exactly are these weird creatures we see on the surface? Well, even if humanity could survive underground forever, the sentient baby sun is still up there. If they're ever gonna reclaim the surface world, or even just prevent an even bigger world-destroying tantrum, they need to address this problem. So, how do you appease an unpredictable, moody baby with unlimited power? You jingle keys in front of them. The humans created Teletubbies, 4 creatures that could withstand the dangers of the sun and
Oh, so they're not human. Like, they're able to just be out. Oh, so is it, like, really fucking hot out there, but there's plants growing?
sent them to the uninhabitable surface to keep the baby sun entertained and calm for as long as possible. Teletubbies literally is jingly keys for a baby. Every episode starts and ends with this baby. They are constantly cutting back to the sun's reaction every time the Teletubbies
Oh, and when it's nighttime, they're fine. Like, that's why they say, oh, the Teletubbies can come in now. And because they're probably able to live outside at night.
do something. Because the sun is the intended audience for this show. It's why everything the Teletubbies do is so heavily controlled by unseen humans.
Poe showed Lala the tutor.
This dumb baby show is actually a very high-stakes operation to protect what little remains of humanity. And if you still don't believe me, then let me ask you this. What are Teletubbies? They're weird, big baby things that seem to have technology integrated into them.
Is he gonna say that, like, the tips of their heads are supposed to resemble parts of keys? Like, whatever these weird antennas they have that grow on their heads?
Their bodies. But let's ask the creators of this show, what was the initial idea behind Teletubbies?
We decided we'd go to the Smithsonian and we saw the actual spacesuits of men who not that long ago walked on the moon. You know, isn't it amazing? There's all this technology and you look at them and they just look like babies with nappies on toddling about.
And they were basically NASA spacemen. They were very easily surprised by things and fell over all the time, and when they were worried about things, they hugged each other.
They were based on astronauts, aka people sent by humanity in technological suits designed to withstand inhospitable environments. Once you compare moon landing footage...
Yeah, because when they jump around like grown-ass men that spent like their whole lives planning to go to the moon, when they get on the moon, they just run around like a baby. Because they're just like astonished by the low gravity and how weird the fucking planet is. Or not the planet, the moon.
To Teletubbies, you can never unsee it.
Well, but then they wouldn't be aliens created, but by that logic, they wouldn't be aliens that are made to appease the sun gods, the sun god, the fucking baby god. It would be, effectively, the Teletubbies would just be suits, like this.
To withstand inhospitable environments. Once you compare moon landing footage to Teletubbies, you can never unsee it.
Over the hills and far away, Teletubbies come to play.
Tinky Winky,
Tinky Winky.
Dipsy, La La, Poe, Teletubbies,
Oh my god.
hello.
And this is only the tip of the iceberg. Once you start viewing the show through this lens, everything that once seemed like weird, pointless nonsense suddenly takes on a whole new meaning. The Teletubbies live in a bunker-type structure beneath a hill, a shelter designed specifically to survive a...
Oh my god, it'll look like a nuclear fallout shelter. So this just goes fully underground in this little divot here that keeps them safe.
The Hill, a shelter designed specifically to survive a harsh environment. The Teletubbies are surrounded by advanced technology that obviously these dumb baby creatures didn't make. The technology was made by humans to take care of and control their creations.
Yeah, but I just don't understand why they wouldn't... I don't understand why they wouldn't just put humans in suits. Like this... obviously, this theory is just fucking outlandish to begin with. It's just a fan theory about how the Teletubbies just exist. But I feel like it makes more sense that the Teletubbies would just be humans in suits like spacemen.
The windmill obviously functions as some kind of signal tower to receive videos from the underground humans. But it also works as a form of renewable energy in this world without any functioning human infrastructure. Teletubby Land itself is covered in plants, the only form of life that would be able to adapt and thrive in harsh sunlight. The Teletubby...
You think plants would be able to adapt that heavily? I mean, maybe that's why everything looks weird as fuck, and everything's so far apart. There's no, like, dense forests. It's all just, like, random individual plants.
Shelter has been completely covered in grass, and we see flowers suddenly popping up all the time.
It was a
Oh, like, full rapid growing plants because they're just, like, evolving to adapt to, like, high levels of UV.
really big flower.
Oh, it's probably hot out there,
Clearly,
too.
plants are thriving in this new sun baby world. Okay, but what about the rabbits? Why are they the only animal we see on the surface? It's not like rabbits are especially resilient to sunlight. Well, what are rabbits known for? Firstly, they are extremely fast breeders.
Yeah, they fuck like crazy. That's why after they let rabbits in Australia, didn't they multiply to the millions within, like, years?
Be the perfect species to send to the surface to quickly repopulate the Earth's ecosystem. In fact, they are such fast breeders that apparently the crew filming this show kept having to pause the shoot because the rabbits kept having sex in the background. And secondly, rabbits are also commonly used by humans for laboratory testing and genetic modification. So maybe, much like the Teletubbies, these rabbits were genetically modified by humans to survive.
Oh, to withstand the climate out there? But why? Why would they put the rabbits back on there? Just to, like, try and have some sort of ecosystem for when they come back up?
The surface world. This theory wraps up a lot of loose ends about the original show. But once again, the 2022 Netflix Teletubbies reboot has some very interesting differences. And this is where things get a little more disturbing.
The others.
So the new Teletubbies reboot has 3 very interesting changes. First, as I've already explained, the human videos are now with Julia in a post-Teletubby world. They no longer just show old random videos of humanity. Suddenly, everything is now custom-made for the Teletubbies. Second, there are now Teletubbies in the bunker.
What? Oh, these look weirdly animated, though. This just looks like Cocomelon. Where are their reproductive organs? I feel like it's in their TV. Like they remove a panel and like a plumbus pops out.
These horrifying CGI.
The Teletubbies had to have fucking, got it on to create mini Teletubbies.
Monstrosity.
You don't know. They're aliens. Maybe they just go, and then one pops out. Or they asexually reproduce. Like budding. Like they're like potatoes.
New baby Teletubbies that just exist now with no explanation. And finally, the strangest change of all. Every episode, the baby son has a completely new face.
Well, they're just trying to do that. They're just trying to do that to include more like child actors and also just make the show look more appealing versus having the same still frame image of one baby fucking giggling.
Why? What is this?
Gives it variety.
mean? All of these changes are so sudden.
Also, they didn't do any filter. Now it's not even the sun. It's just like a child's head flying through the sky.
And random, and none of them
diversity as well? Well, yeah, but I'm saying they gotta do like a sun filter.
them really fit into my theory. You guys don't understand. I have watched hours and hours of this extremely boring baby show to try and make sense of this, and I almost gave up. But then, I finally found a single episode of Teletubbies that changed my entire view of this universe. Episode 56 of the
Twinkle Twinkle on Halloween
2015 revival called Twinkle Twinkle. In this single episode, for the first and only time in the over 500 episodes of Teletubby canon, it becomes
There's
night.
500
And we watch the Teletubbies
Turn the fucking subtitles off.
leave their bunker and look up at the night sky.
Tinky Winky saw a star.
Tinky Winky star!
The
Oh, they talk?
star was making music.
Twinkle,
Oh, they just say their own name. They just say their own name like they're Pokemon.
twinkle, little star,
Like Pikachu.
how I wonder what you are.
Tinky Winky discovers a star that is singing to him. And for me, this implies 3 things.
All stars are conscious.
First, there are other sentient stars out there. It's not just our sun. For all we know, all stars in this universe could actually be sentient. And second, the star has an adult voice. So this is likely what our baby sun will one day grow into. And finally, the most unsettling implication here is that other stars have begun to notice the Teletubbies. And suddenly, the 2022 reboot makes a lot more sense.
What, like all the stars are watching Earth?
Humanity's plan to use Teletubbies to entertain the cosmic horror baby sun worked. But it worked a little too well, because now they've started attracting other baby suns.
This is fucking stupid. This is fucking stupid. There's one sun. This would tear the fucking Earth apart with the gravity of what stars actually physically migrating over.
This is a whole new problem for humanity, and 4 Teletubbies is not enough to appease all of these sun babies, which is why they've suddenly begun to create
Oh, they're in training.
more. Suddenly, just watching old videos of humanity isn't enough. The humans below the Earth have to custom make higher quality videos with more children to keep the babies entertained. Humans are so desperate to meet the demands of all of these new sun babies that they are willing to
Bro, just get a big flat screen, point it towards the sky, and play Skibbity Toilet on repeat. Fucking hell. There's your solution, humanity. What are we're creating fucking CGI, demon Teletubbies to fucking entertain the star, bro? Come on.
do anything to appease them.
Just wait till you hear me say the words blast off, then run and touch a star.
Wait a second. Why would they be teaching children to touch the stars?
Then run and touch a star.
They're gonna try and take over the fucking stars themselves.
Wouldn't that be like the last thing they'd want to tell children to do? The whole reason they're down here is because of how dangerous stars are, right? Unless they're preparing these children to go to the surface? Wait, are these kids the Teletubbies? Is this where Teletubbies come from? They've been human children the whole time? No! So yeah, that is my theory. Teletubbies is actually a post-apocalypse where humans live underground and are turning children into Teletubbies and sending them to the surface to entertain giant sun baby gods.
Oh, like they're genetically modifying them post birth. Like they're not just putting them in a costume; they're like actually like changing their DNA so they turn into Teletubbies.
Is that good?
Wow. Well, that was interesting. That was a very weird video. Due to copyright, I had to remove a section to show the smiling drawings in the new Netflix Reboot Humans. It basically helps support the idea that humans live in a world with a sentient smiling sun. All right. Well, that was a fun React segment, chat. Now it's time to hop into the fucking Halloween.